up, book nerds? Uh, House in the Cerulean Sea. This book got me out of reading as of recent. This is a beautiful book that was curated with love, and I just it made me laugh at times, and it does choke you up a few times during the story. But when you read this book, it just fills you with joy, like a whole bunch of joy. Something I apparently needed coming out of the winter months, which I was just in a slump, a book slump, a trophy slump. Just didn't feel like doing anything, and this book was just so enjoyable to me. Uh, I will say this off the rip: if you have any phobias, especially homophobia, don't read this book. The main character's gay. A few other characters end up being gay. You find out later in the book. It's not a whole like big thing in the book. It's mentioned, and that's about as far as it goes. There's a little bit of relation stuff, just relationship stuff that happens later in the book. Like I said, it's not a huge thing. It fits in with the story, uh, just about just how society casts people out that are indifferent, and it's not even like the homosexual stuff that is the big thing in the story. Because this there's no real time, or at least in this world or universe, like you don't know what time it's taking place. Yet it seems like they're kind of like in the UK-ish area, uh, but at the same time, uh, like being gay is okay. If we all know anything about English history, they did horrible things to people that were homosexuals. Excuse me, sorry. Uh, but at the same time, cell phones and email don't seem to be a thing. The main character, Linus, has to send actual reports through the mail. So it's an interesting world. Anyways, this world is there's magical people, and there's orphanages for magical children. It's called Dicomy, Dicomy, I believe. Uh, it's basically the ministry of uh magical children. I forget. it's, I'm butchering the name, but that's basically what it is. He goes and he inspects orphanages, and he usually gets them shut down because they're not doing the right thing. And anyways, this whole thing, uh, uh organization for ministry, it's kind of like uh they treat these kids like shit. Well, Linus, this run of the mill man, just like he goes, he does his job, he keeps his head down. He's not a go getter. He's just like, I won't bother anyone as long as no one bothers me, and even still, he still won't bother. Mousy dude. He gets sent on this secret mission to this house in the Cerulean Sea. He never seen the ocean before. Um, Quite magical him getting like the trip there and him seeing it. Well, this orphanage of children, well, there's like this is like the most failed kids out of all the orphanages, and the biggest one is the Antichrist, which I don't think they call him Lucy. Uh, I don't think he's the best kid there. I think the best kid is God, I forget her name. Anyway, she's the little the gnome character. Gnomes are small, maybe this big ish. I don't know, a foot too tall. And he's the first child he meets. He walks into the garden, and she immediately starts talking about uh, him trespassing and just like, you know, like, hey, yeah, I could just kill you with my shovel and bury you here and use you as fertilizer, blah, blah, blah. Uh, she's my favorite character, by the way. She's just so adorable. The way she's written is so adorable. It's not that the other characters aren't written great. There's something about her. Maybe because I have like a 2 year old niece, um, and just the thing she does, like, just made me laugh, made me cry. especially near the end of the book. Uh, there's it's just she's just so good. But there's her, which I can't believe I can't remember her name right now. My favorite character. There is Theodore, who is a wyvern, a baby wyvern, when they're basically almost extinct. Uh, Chauncey, who's a little blob character. He wants to be a bellhop. He hides under beds. Like, here's another great thing. People always told Chauncey was a monster, so he'd always hide under beds, and he did it with Linus when he first got there. It scared the shit out of him. Um, and he finds out like he does that because he thought that's what he thinks he should do. But like the master of the house, Arthur, starts teaching him, uh, you know, you can be whatever you want. So for some reason, he watches the movie and he latches on. He wants to be a bellhop. So then he's always like doing stuff for Linus, like doing his clothes and always asking for a tip. And uh, another great character, all great characters, by the way. There's the wyvern he's funny. Like they all end up learning. Even Linus learns like how to communicate with him because it's all clicks and growls and stuff, and they figure that out. Lucy, the Antichrist, he's always like very morbid and says like fucked up shit. Like, oh, I could just there's spiders in my brain, and you're gonna die. So you know when you want to die. Uh, there's I don't remember all the kids' names, but uh, there's a kid that is very he's the oldest. He's like a teenager, but when he gets scared, he turns into a Pomeranian. But his character, like he's a beautiful writer and poet. They find out, and Linus, like he's terrified of Linus because he thinks he's there to get him to go to another place, and he's really not. He's actually there to see if he could shut it down. But okay, there's the kid that turns into Pomeranian. Uh, there's Fee, who's a fairy. Uh, a very sweet young thing, and their housekeeper, or she's actually the one that owns the island. I can't remember all their names, but she's also a fairy, and she learns from her. Uh, but I know I'm forgetting people here. Uh, but anyways, this book is just filled with so much love. There's no real like down moments where you get upset uh or like angry. I mean, there's no like life or death situations really. When Linus convinces the house the housemaster Arthur, hey, why don't we take the kids into the town which is off the island, and like I said, like it's all set up to like they don't like magical people. Like there's posters up like propaganda says see something, say something. Uh and so like the town treats them like shit. uh so this whole overarching theme is, and this is where having a gay character, I mean the author's gay too, so write what you know, right? um uh is that like you're different even though these kids are no danger to anyone, or have any hate in their heart. People, just because they don't understand it, or it's not like it's something new and they don't understand, they just hate these children and they're fucking horrible to them. Oh, there are a few people in the village that like the town mayor. She's a gardener, so her and the little gnome girl like just hit it off, and it's lovely. um you know the Antichrist, Lucy, he's into music, like he hits it off with the record guy at the record store, which one of my favorite moments in the book. um they're in the record store. It's Linus, the gnome girl, and the Antichrist, and Lucy runs off with the record guy in the store, and he turns around, and then he's gone. He's like, "Oh shit! Hey, little girl, don't go anywhere. Um, just don't go anywhere. Be safe. Just don't mess with anything." And it just this little gnome girl who is mentally like between 6 and 10 years old, says the most adult thing ever, and she just looks up and she goes, "I'm 256 years old. I think I'll be okay." And he's like, "All right, cool, bet." Fucks off and goes and finds the Antichrist. But that was such a great line too, because even though she's lived more than 3 times longer than most of the adults that deal with her, she she's still a child, and somehow innocence not lost. Like I said, this book was created with love, and you feel it. I don't want to give away the ending, because I think it has a lot to do, and I can't wait to get to the sequel. Man, this was a great book. If you're in a slump and you need like a good feel good pick me up, like I said, there's no real down moments where you feel bad or angry or like sad cry. Like there's a lot of like happy moments, like happy laughing, happy crying. Go check it out. And I think I'm in, like I love the gnome girl character so much because I have a 2-year-old niece, and the most adorable thing in the world. But she's my niece, and if anyone doesn't think that, then fuck you. You know what I mean? Anyways, please, Tj Klune, if anything, he's a great author. Haven't read any of his other books yet. I will definitely read the sequel to this book. I do want to read his. He has a book that he wrote after his husband died of cancer, and it's basically about um this guy. He wasn't done with life, so he keeps hanging around like as a ghost, like purgatory wise, and like I think that sounds super dope. Anyways, yeah, go pick this book up. If you need a pick me up book, this is it. It's not morbid, it's not drab, it's not scary. It's it's lighthearted and fun. I just damn near perfect. Anyways, go read, nerds. Have a good one. Bye.